Crying emojis in the chat. Oh my lord, what is going on, everybody? It's your boy Doody back again with another video. And guys, it's with a heavy heart that Doody has to report out the tragedy, the natural disaster that's going out in the Seattle, Renton area. Doody's heart, my heart, everyone's heart goes out to the folks in that area. Hopefully everyone is safe. Hopefully they can rebuild. And prayer hands in the chat for the folks of Seattle, right? So yeah, if you don't know, there was a natural disaster that occurred over in the Seattle area where there was massive flooding, rain for several days. Some people sadly lost their lives, property damage probably in the billions. It's a crisis, you know what I mean? It's so bad that, you know, local and state officials are out there. The National Guard has been dispatched. FEMA will probably be out there providing support. You know, this is going to be something that's going to need the full support of the United States government, its people, charitable organizations, to come and help these people out. So first thing I want to say before I get into this video is that if you can, you know, try to find a good organization where you can maybe donate something to help to provide support to these folks. I did that yesterday. Me and my family, we gave a donation to the Red Cross. Figure that was probably the best place, you know, so if you can, you know, if you're blessed enough this season, and if you can, you know, look for an organization that you know that can provide some help and support these people. You know, they are our brothers and sisters. They live in the United States. So that's the first thing. The second thing, of course, is I want to react to DSP and his reaction to the flooding, the mass chaos and the destruction, right? Everyone is so worried whether they're going to be able to have a home or have a Christmas. You know, people are worried that their loved ones may have drowned or something serious has happened, right? What is DSP worried about? DSP is worried about his internet. Yes. He's perfectly fine. His house is perfectly fine. His car is fine. His wife is fine. Everyone he knows is fine, right? But of course, he needs to get on the internet and bitch and complain that his ISP Comcast is being a detractor. That's right. Woe is Phil. My God, man. And again, we're going to watch this video that is just so insane. The insanity that comes out of this man's mouth. One day of not having the internet, and you would have thought that someone dropped a nuclear bomb on his house. That's how severe it is. So, shout out to H-Bomb on Twitter who posted this. It's going to have the filter. It's going to have the funny voice. But I think the voice is fitting, being that Phil is being a little whiny baby bitch about his internet provider not being up. So let's watch this video.
Hey everyone, Phil here with an update, but sadly it's not a good one. So it's Wednesday, the 17th of December 2025, and I was supposed to have a full streaming day here today on DSP Gaming. My power went out overnight. We had a bad storm. It went out for about 2 hours. When the power came back on, the internet was out, and my ISP is Comcast. Well, for the past 3 hours, I've been trying to get updates from Comcast on when the internet will be back, and they're not giving any. You go to the service outage map, and either it says we're working on it, or it actually crashes because so many people don't have internet that they keep trying to refresh it, and the whole site goes down.
That is probably the update, Phil. That's probably the update right there. What Phil doesn't understand is that there's massive flooding in the area. I'm pretty sure that roads are closed. Major roadways are closed because they don't want people out on the street. If you are a non-essential employee, they don't want you out in the street. They want you to stay home, stay safe, and get out of the way so that, you know, the people, the sanitation people, the people that work in infrastructure, the electric company, those folks can go out and repair, right? To make it safe so that individuals can go out, be on their way, be okay, right? They have a levee that they have to deal with that apparently was breached and is causing massive flooding in some of the lower areas, right? So they have to fix these things, Phil. That's probably why Comcast probably couldn't even go to their station and be available to actually do any work yesterday because of the chaos. But does Phil think about that or worry about that? No, he doesn't give a shit. Like, and the other thing, Phil, is you have power lines that are down, right? You have flooding. You have areas where there's active power lines going where if someone steps in that water, they will get electrocuted and die. That's the reason why these companies probably aren't out there fixing your internet, Phil, okay? But he doesn't give a shit. He doesn't care. He's like, well, I don't care. You know, he was complaining the other day that DoorDash couldn't go on and deliver his fucking order. He was complaining that UPS wouldn't deliver his package. Like, the man is the most selfish, self-entitled person in the world. Only cares about himself and can't sit there and just stop for 5 minutes to really think about the important things in his life, to think about others, to say, you know what, maybe my internet not being up is a blessing. How about you take that time, bro, and clean your dirty house? Like, you always talk about how you don't have any time to do anything. You're so busy working. You have a built-in excuse today of not doing shit where you could take care of your personal business and take care of your personal business. It doesn't mean you have to be online perpetually. It doesn't, you know, just this guy. Like, come on, figure it the fuck out. You have over 1 million people that live in that area and everyone is figuring it out. No one is sitting there complaining and bitching that they don't have internet. Only DSP, that's right. He's complaining and bitching he doesn't have internet because he has nothing to do. Watch. Let's continue. This is still another 2 minutes of him just whining about not having the internet. The entitlement is insane.
I tried to sign up for text message updates and their service crashes and says does not work. Try again later. So I can't get any answers. The last time that Comcast internet went out like this was earlier in the year, and it took them until around roughly 7 to 8 p.m. to get it back up and running. So I would assume it's probably going to be about the same this time. Now, I could be wrong.
Spoiler alert, that's exactly what happened. Phil was able to do a night stream last night where apparently they were able to get the internet up and running and he was good to go. I'm pretty sure what happened is because he has business class, they probably worked on the business class first just to get him, you know, the business class up and running. They did that first, and then they're going to focus now on anyone with a personal account. I'm pretty sure that's what probably happened.
But at the same time, I can't just sit around and do nothing all day. I really don't have anything to do. In fact, it's funny.
Again, you heard that, right? This man tells everyone every single day he's so busy. There's so much for him to do. He doesn't have enough time to do anything. Oh my God, the sky is falling. I wish I can be someone else. I wish, you know, people don't understand my problem. People don't understand my struggle, right? He literally talks about that every single day. And you have him here revealing the truth. I don't have anything to do. That's right. And you know what he means by that? He can't be online. He can't be on Twitter. He can't be doing his WWE champions in his office, hiding for whoever, right? Playing WWE champions. He can't be streaming begging for money. That's his life. Again, he talks about people being losers, living in their basement, perpetually being online. And again, when Phil says that about detractors and people, he is literally projecting. He is talking about himself. This man is perpetually online. It's so bad. But you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of a child who's addicted to their tablets and their phones, right? Where internet goes down and you would think that, you know, they were thrown in a third world country with no food, no clothing, no nothing. That's how devastated they are. And they can do it. It also reminds me of the South Park. Remember South Park when the internet was down and they had they headed west to go find internet? You know what I mean? This is what it reminds me of. Literally, bro, only a few hours of not having internet and this man is acting like the world is falling apart. But again, he doesn't give a shit. Like he literally can't stop and say to himself, you know what? This is coming off a little entitled. It's coming off a little bit narcissistic. It's coming off as being oblivious. You know what I mean? And again, Phil, you should know this because I'm sure you're watching the news, you know, and I'm going to show a video clip after this of the devastation. Someone actually flew a drone in the area that showed the devastation. And I want to show people exactly what happened. I want to show people the flooding and you know, show them what really matters. And it makes Phil's problems over here, his first world problems, very insignificant.
All these updates that I've done to my set and studio over the last couple of weeks, I've pretty much nailed down everything that I wanted to do. I rewired the whole set, like there's really nothing else to update here. So because of that, I don't really have anything to do to sit around with no internet. In fact, just to show you, some of my stuff, like my frame, doesn't even work right now because it connects to my network and needs to have like a proper connection and it won't even work right now. So, I'm kind of stuck with nothing to do. I stopped to talk to my wife, hey, what should we do? So maybe I could tweak my mic for a little bit, but for the most part, I think I'm just gonna end up probably having a day off and going out and trying to do stuff around here, which again might be hit or miss because we have flooding and storms all week. There may be businesses closed, there may be roads shut down. I don't know.
Okay. Oh my God. Well, first of all, this to me it shows it's more proof that Fat Cat left. Fat Cat is not there. He's divorced. He's wifeless. Right? Get out of here. Yeah, your wife told you okay, all right. Phil wants us to believe that he's perpetually working, right? And his wife always complains that they don't spend enough time together, right? And what you're telling me is your wife told you go in your office, right? And go work on your mic settings because apparently you guys have nothing else to do. How about you bang your wife, Phil? How about that? How about you spend a little bit of good time? How about you guys play a board game and connect? But again, it's a lie. It just goes to show that she's gone. She's not there. It's just more proof that she's not there. And, again, this man has no life. If he's not streaming, begging for money, or playing WWE Champions or ordering DoorDash, right? He has nothing to do. The man is perpetually online and he is the loser. And I love it. I love when things like this happen because it shows exactly who DSP is. Detractors, everyone else, they went out. I was out shopping yesterday, having fun being with my family. I ended up buying my wife a car. We got it. Everything's good. We pick it up on Saturday. We had a good time. Life kept moving on and pushing. And now that, Phil is back, it's time for some more detracting. And that's how things work, right, Phil? I mean, that's what normal people do, Phil, but not you, brother. The internet goes down, and you're like a lost puppy. You have no guidance. You don't know what to do, bro. Look, bro, here's some advice, Phil. Go clean your garage out, man. Go clean up. Aren't you the one that says you have no space to work out because the room that you have your little bench and your free weights in, that it's super cluttered? How about you declutter your fucking house? How about you take everything out of your office and shampoo your rugs, dust and clean, and maybe you won't be snorting as much. There's so much you could do, Phil. But no, Phil wants you to believe that because he has no internet, there's nothing for him to do. And then he's talking about going out and driving in the flood. Look, you fucking idiot. There is a national disaster. There's an emergency order for that area. You're not supposed to be out. Only personnel, emergency personnel, anyone that's essentially not a fire person, a police person, an infrastructure person, a government official or whatever. If you're not one of those people, they want you to stay home. Stay in your fucking house, okay? There's no need for you to be on the road because, again, this idiot will go driving around, hit a spot that's flooded, and then call 911 and need rescue. Again, just the most selfish fucking bastard, And it's bullshit. He's not going out. He barely goes out once a week now. And we think he's going to go out because there's a flooding and a disaster and he doesn't have any internet? Get the fuck out of here, man. All right, let's keep going because we still got a minute to go, folks. A minute to go. To listen to this crazy entitlement coming from DSP.
But I guess anything's better than just sitting around the house with no internet and nothing to do. So sadly, that means all of today's streams are
nothing
off. So I was
to
gonna
do.
A podcast outlining my whole new setup, giving you a studio tour. I was going to talk about the new Fallout TV show, which I saw episode 1, which was great, and I wanted to give my commentary on that. We were going to do more Pokemon. We were going to do Power Wash Simulator 2 tonight. Can't do any of that until the internet's back. All right, so...
Okay, here's a little whatchamacallit, Phil. You could record yourself using OBS. You don't have to be online. Why don't you film your couple videos? Do some editing. Like you love, how you talk about, Phil, or if you wish you had more time, you would do more edited content. How about you do your Fallout review of Season 2, produce a video, add some clips, edit it really nice, and publish it out on DSP Gaming. Why don't you do that? Or DSP Reacts, or wherever the fuck you want to put it at. You got plenty of time. But again, it just goes to show that when Phil says this shit, he's just talking out of his ass. He doesn't mean any of it. He doesn't want to do edit. He doesn't want to do anything but sit there and beg for change. That's all he wants to do. That's all he wants to do. And again, I love clips like these because I keep these clips and I make sure to reference them whenever Phil talks about how busy he is and he has no time for anything. You have a full day, Phil, to do whatever the fuck you want to do to catch up on shit. And you're sitting here on your phone recording a video to upload on your channel and on the Twitter. Because again, you have no internet and you can't beg for change. Pathetic, brother. You're so pathetic.
I'll try to stay on top of it and let you know if and when the internet comes back. I don't know how I'm even gonna know because I couldn't sign up for the text message updates. I guess I could just try to keep checking the service map all day and see if it updates, but for the most part, I'm kind of on my own and I'll probably be out for most of the day. Everyone fingers crossed that Comcast gets on the ball here, gets the internet back up. I'd like to stream a late stream tonight, but likely it's not gonna happen. Matthew, I'll see you all tomorrow, okay?
The man looks like he's about to cry. Good God. Okay, all right, folks. So I want to watch this video real quick to shout out to Como News. They had a drone out there, right? So apparently this is one of the levees that got breached. They're now trying to close this up by putting sandbags. I believe they were doing pumping and, pumping of the water. And apparently all this area right here got flooded. So there's probably massive damage. There's probably homes that have to get, rebuilt. I mean, it's pretty bad. And this is one of multiple areas that had this type of issue. And again, it's still raining over there. They're expecting more rain throughout the week. So, of course, there's going to be more flooding. There's probably going to be, sadly, more casualties. It's pretty bad out there. So let's watch this. Come on, let's watch it. Here we go. So here's the drone footage that was posted. And as you can see, they kind of pan around and they show how much water. So it looks like the levees, for the most part, are starting to recede. Or the riverbanks are starting to recede, which is good because there was, I believe, a low in the in the rain. But again, as you can see, those clouds, it looks like it's going to keep pouring, and I believe today they're expecting more rain throughout the rest of the week. So you know that this stuff's just going to continue flooding again and again until they get decent weather. So again, these are just some creeks, I guess, and there's a lot of housing. Again, if you're ever looking for a house, never buy a house near water, especially near a river or creek. That's my advice for you, unless you're on a pretty high platform. It makes no sense. I know people love to have housing near creeks and rivers, but try to avoid that. And again, I mean, it doesn't show much of the devastating, but you can actually see where some of the creeks and the rivers overflow. I wanted to find, okay, so yeah, so I mean, look, this is just, these are scenes that are occurring throughout the whatchamacallit. Here, we can watch this. Let's watch this one. Apparently, this is more, here it is. Here's some more disasters. People just, look at this. This is one of the lowland areas where there's flooding. This is Hamilton, Washington. I mean, these things, hopefully they can salvage some of this stuff, but, more than likely, they're going to have to rebuild a lot of this shit. But of course, Phil's too worried and concerned about his internet. Look at that. Just, and this again is recent. This isn't when all of this was happening. So you have families here having to evacuate because of the flooding. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, look at that. Homes deluged, flood. But again, DS, look, you have people in rafts trying to save other people to see if there's people that are stuck that need help. You know what I mean? And the thing we need to worry about the most, of course, is we have to worry about DSP. We have to worry about DSP and making sure that he has the internet. Good God, man. Most selfish man alive. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm pretty sure he's going to talk about, this is going to be the podcast today, is him complaining about the Comcast and the power and his local government and just bitching and complaining. So anyway, folks, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace out.